new fastest lap for Sanchez, 29.9. Laps. Hold position behind the pace car in the outside column.
And a good evening as we get set here for Charlotte in the SRU Truck Series. About 30 to 35-ish laps on a full tank and the 75% fuel window or fuel capacitation of the fuel tanks. And we should see the comp caution fly at lap 40 of competition here tonight. Looks like Jaden Sanchez in the 3 machine is on the pole. John Held will start alongside him. Kyle Heath 3rd. Jeff Gilmore 4th. Jason Adams Josh Small starts 5th. Then Jason
Brian,
Adams 6th. And, that is all the time I had for at this moment in time. As we are getting
go.
the
1 gallon
green
remaining.
flag. Green flag indeed out here this evening for these SRU truckers here at Charlotte as they power on in to turns 1 and 2. As you can see, everybody able to get through the first lap with no altercations or no incident. Really, I think whoever has clean air can really dictate or command what is going to transpire as far as setting the pace. Even though John Held hasn't let Jaden go too far away here, the early goings. Kyle Heath didn't get the best of starts on that initial start. Saw him possibly maybe spin the tires or going a bit in hesitation, somewhat trying to time Sanchez's initial launch. Mike Rhino there in the 34 and riding in 7th place, just in front of
New fastest lap for Heath, 30.0.
Byron Barlett in that number 9 truck. Good to see him. Can't recall if he was here last week. My apologies, but I know he hasn't been here for a couple of weeks. But good to see him back out there on the track. Robert Cheswick there in 9th position. There you have Jim Coleman'sberger in 11th position, same as his truck number. Mike Chamberlain in the 70, riding in 10th place. Duguay and Palmer, everybody's just kind of giving each other kind of room to stay in the Cheswick and Chamberlain, they're kind of going at it. But everybody else, they're kind of just riding at the moment, biding a lot of time. As, who was that? Small looking low on Adams, but doesn't even have an opportunity there. As Heath now has moved into 2nd position over Held and is chasing down Sanchez. Eight laps into this race, and already tell that they had just a few cautions, with only the one for the competition caution at lap 40 to come. So here we get another look at the 9 truck. I believe Barlett might have flipped the wall. He's got a little bit of damage to that 9. I think he might have flipped it earlier, a couple of laps ago, while he was making a line going into turn 3. He's got some right side damage on that door. Everybody's just kind of stabilized at the moment. You know, they have a lot of laps to log, or at least put behind them. Not a lot of drivers, unfortunately, able to participate in this race here tonight. It's understandable. A lot of people got different things going on. 13 able to take the grid for some reason. Coheen, I probably butchered it again, but was not able to grid up. Probably sim crashed or something as they were going to the grid. Now you see Jim Coleman'sberger there on the left of our screen on the scoring pylon. Moved up a couple of positions. He was in 11th, now he's in 9th. So slowly working his way. Just picking him off, taking his time through the field. As you see, go to the inside of Chamberlain there. Chamberlain didn't get off the turn 4 good, so that kind of gave an opportunity to Coleman'sberger. Hal Heath and David Sanchez seem to be just grabbing away from the rest of the field. They have opened up a good second, just over a second, over John Held. And Jeff Gilmore down in 4th place. He is over 3.5 seconds back. Him and Jason Adams there, 4th and 5th. So I would suspect Jason Adams is going to put up a fight here momentarily for that 4th position of Gilmore. as Coleman'sberger slowly reeling in 28 of Josh Smalls, as we believe, as Chamberlain is trying to stay within reason to the 11 of Coleman'sberger. So about 15 or 17 laps away now from seeing green flag scheduled pit stops. We should see the field get more spread apart as the laps line up. And then some just keep battling on. Barlett and Cheswick battle for the lead, and lead has changed. Kyle Heath in the 13 machine has gotten past Sanchez, the pole sitter. So wonder now if Sanchez will be caught by John Held, or if he will stabilize or hold station in P2. As great battle for what would be 10th place. Cheswick, Barlett, Duguay, and Palmer, all of them right there. That is 10th all the way back to 13th. As Duguay and Barlett are side by side battling for that 11th position. Robert there looks to get a little bit further away from those two. As Kyle Heath has now got himself in that clean air. He's opened up now the gap that Sanchez had on him. So, and Held's gap is somewhat coming down a little bit. So, as I say that, I think Held might have just hit the wall. Because, oh, he's in the pits all of a sudden. So, I wonder if he might have tagged the wall going to 3 or something not quite relatively sure, maybe close to that has happened, and Held was able to pull it down into the pits and get down there. Maybe that's what happened. Pure speculation at the moment, but man, 2 races again, at least. Earlier in the week, I believe Tuesday it was, he was running inside the top 5, and then at one point of the race he just, I think he had a speeding penalty or something occurred where he had to go a lap down. He eventually got his lap back and drove all the way back up to 3rd or 2nd, and I think he got, huge crash. Josh Smalls, Terry Duguay, Robert Cheswick. Huge crash going into turn 3. Josh Smalls was checking up and just came up the track ever so slightly and met, I believe, Cheswick. And it was on from there. Duguay was involved, just being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Well, I would suspect just about everybody, if not everybody indeed, would come down and pit here once the pits are open.
The leader, Sanchez, is pitting.
And indeed, every single body coming down, bringing her down, and probably going to take all 4 tires. I don't see why you wouldn't. You were almost to your pit window anyway, so... That was a gnarly impact and pretty substantial one. If I'm not mistaken, the SRU guys give all the competitors 2 quick fixes, so therefore should be able to get involved in another crash. Not saying you want to, but you know, you got two jokers basically to repair your vehicle back to tip-top shape to still have a chance. Not sure if this helps out John Held in any situation or not. Says he just went another lap down, so I thought for sure he would have got a lap back in that exchange or whatever done happened there, but he must have already been pace button ticked. Something must have happened to where he's still a lap down or more, 2 laps down, it says at the moment. So first caution here, I was almost thinking, man, if we get to the first pit cycle and we get through it, I almost don't think we're going to see a caution, but Josh Smalls and Robert Chiswick, I do believe, had a coming together and pretty rough incident for all 3 trucks involved, I would have to say. But still, Josh Smalls was able to get the
Okay, Brian,
repair,
get ready. Race will resume at the end of this lap.
quick and done. But Cheswick, that's going to hurt a little bit. He is shown 2 laps down at the moment. And Duguay, he is the final car on the lead lap in 11th place. So, not sure if John Held is out of the race or just in the pits or... Well, gonna get the restart here at lap 25, so um, $15 laps to go before the top caution.
Green flag.
I want to say 15 or 16, and they are green on the restart, and Gilmore lead them down into turn 1. Gilmore trying to tuck in right behind Heath as soon as possible, and he did so right in the entry of turn 1. So Heath leads them going into turn 3. Sanchez and Adams side by side. Rhino trying to maybe see a window of opportunity there may arise. Gilmore has for sure been able to literally hang on to the coattails of Kyle Heath. It may say that he is in the pits, but no, he is most certainly the race leader. As Jason Adams keeps Mike Rhino at bay as he was trying to get around Sanchez. Sanchez slipped by, able to hold in 3rd position at the moment as Rhino fights back against Adams for 4th position. I think we're going to see another breakaway here of 2 trucks breaking away from the rest of the field. It just seems like that is kind of what it's set up for. Whoever 2 can just kind of get away from the rest of the field and just set their own pace, I guess you could say. Whoever can stick with the person in the clean air and can drive their truck the best in dirty air in that second place. I guess, you're going to see a good breakaway, but right now Sanchez trying to stay within reason of the toe of that 75. Looks like it's there, but that's kind of hard to tell. As Rhino and Jim Coleman's both have gotten past 24 Jason Adams, so moves Coleman'sberger all the way up to 5th. I believe he started either 11th or 12th. So biggest mover currently of the night, I want to say it is Jim currently, as we are now 10 laps away from the comp caution. Gilmore trying to stay at least in that second place, or hopefully go for a pass attempt. Looks like it is really heated on, at least at the moment. Gilmore is right on the tailgate or near that quarter panel, applying the pressure to Kyle Heath. He is literally all over that back tailgate, as Jaden has the best seat in the house to watch that battle. But Mike Rhino, what an epic last name to have, coming up to battle for that 3rd position. I believe he has the truck capable underneath him to battle for that 3rd spot against Sanchez. Surely Mike Rhino, surely talented, and he might have enough laps here. Oh, as we have Jeff Gilmore up out of the groove and in the wall, coming through 3 and 4, but luckily he kept it up there out of the racing line, and he was able to hold it up in the fence. But unfortunate enough for him, that's going to he's going to lose a couple of seconds there on the race leader of Kyle Heath, and that's going to set him all the way back to the 5th position. And now we have another truck in the wall. That is, I think that was John Held. I think it was John Held up in the wall, as we saw Cheswick coming down into the pit. They could have had coming together. Something has now happened as well to Mike Rhino, so
sorry about that. I had a hand or something.
No, it is all good. I have done the best I can with what I got, and hopefully that is content enough, as we are only 5 laps away from the count caution at lap 40. We have had something just occur to like 4 drivers in 1 lap, so Jeff Gilmore got in the wall. Mike Rhino was up there in the top 5, and then he wasn't. So
Under the stage break, you can go back and watch it. My apologies. I had my grandfather.
No, it's quite all right. The first caution came out, or the caution that came out earlier, I want to say came out at lap 22, 23. It was a 3-truck incident. Right in the entry to turn 3 it started. I was just letting you know a bit of a summary so far. And could Jaden Sanchez possibly be running back down Kyle Heath? Maybe could he have learned anything in that little short period of 20 some odd laps that we had to start the race with? He is our pole sitter for this evening, Jaden Sanchez in that 3 machine. But, you know, sometimes he likes to just fire off quick and burns his stuff up. But then other times he gets it jotted down real quick and he knows what he's doing. At least he likes to know what he's doing. But in this case or situation, I think he's got a good race winning craft underneath him, but it's all about trying to get up to Kyle Heath and get back around him. Getting there's one thing, passing's another, and just trying to see if Jaden can hang in there till the end of the race as well. I know he's not been able to do that in some occasion.
Oh yeah, we know Jaden over on the B&R side. He's a very aggressive pusher. Well, we got a battle coming on back here for third. So,
not surprised at the least bit.
Caution, be careful.
And it's a 3-way bout for this third position as the caution flew right there at the line. And Gilmore took it from Colemansberger. So it was
that's
looking good.
That's their comp, right?
Yes, that is the comp caution.
So now
Lap 40.
We'll come back here and look to see what occurred here, since you didn't have the ability to see all that. So
Oh, it was John Held that had the coming together with Cheswick. I thought it was Smalls, and I thought it was Smalls and Duguay. And see, I could be totally okay or fine with calling John Held Josh Smalls, because both of those trucks look identical if you see them real quick and you don't have a time to go back and look. Because I thought seeing it in real time whenever I got to see it, it just so happened that it switched to Robert Cheswick right about here, and I got to see the wreck that occurred, and I was like, oh wow, caution is out indeed. And I just thought it was Josh, but no, it was John. John just came out of the pits, and I think he brushed the wall or knocked the wall down or something, because he was running.
Yeah.
I was going to say he was running up in like third place. I believe he was in third when he had to make an untimely, unscheduled pit stop at lap, I want to say that was 19, around lap 19, when he came down unscheduled, made the stop, and then it was like lap 21, 22, or something like that. He was reblending.
So Jaden beat Gilmore off pit road.
Well, congratulations to Jaden for staying in second after the list of things that happened to a few drivers in the closing laps of that stage, or that segment there of the race. So with only about getting about 30 to 35 laps, if we actually do go green to the finish, I would suspect to see these truckers in anywhere from lap 69 onward, if you do the math correct.
How many? So they're getting a total of, how many?
It depends, 30 to 35 laps.
So lap 75-ish, they should be down again. And then that should be their last pit stop. If they're getting 35 laps.
Mm-hmm.
So they should have one more.
Oh yes, they will. Whether it be under caution or green flag. I was just about to say, though, whenever the first caution came out, I'm like, well, the way this race is looking, it looks like we're not going to have any cautions other besides the comp caution. It's looking like one of them races, and No sooner did I get that out of my mouth, did I get to see what transpired. But it was just perfect timing.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but I had to help family real quick, so it was an emergency, so that's what I had to take care of. I'm like, oh,
It's okay.
I forgot even to start the broadcast, and so here we are. I'm like, oh boy, I didn't even give the running order.
I think I did the top 10 or the top 8.
But always remember, family always comes first.
Oh. Gotta put the mobile device back on life support.
So, as we get ready to come to the green, Kyle Heath is first, Sanchez second, Gilmore third, Adams fourth, Jim Bob is fifth. That's my nickname to him. So, Kyle Heath will lead him. As Jaden Sanchez comes down to stop the run from Jason there. As everybody looks to run down Kyle. Yeah, bouncing into his helmet. Going haywire in there a little bit. I guess you can throw a blanket over these top 3 at least.
Well, the first 2 opening stanzas or stints of the race, we had basically whoever got out of clean air on the initial start or restart there. Like I said, we had the restart around like 25. But whoever it seems to get out in clean air first, they can kind of pull a little bit of a gap. Then second place tries to stay within their toe or within reason. And it's mainly been about 2 drivers getting a gap on the field, and then everybody kind of starts to equalize. That, at least that's what we've got to see in the first 2 little green flag stints of the race. This entire stint here may be totally different because it is the final one without any help of a caution that you know that is coming. So now you're literally trying to get all you can get. It may just be as a bit more intensified than the initial drop of the green flag. So.
Oh, I like that gopher cam, Will.
It's right up against that backstretch wall before the entry to turn 3.
I don't know. It's just something about this track right here. This one I like than the other one. I've always liked the legacy things. You know what I mean?
Well, it is very simple. We have seen it already earlier in this race, and also different times that we have been here. It's very easy to feel yourself complacent at Charlotte, and you can easily let the wall just grab you if you just get too complacent with your line. on the track, you'll find yourself in the wall real fast. And
That's
we've
when they
seen
did
that
have people
already
sitting
tonight.
like that. Well, at least the other good thing is this track is free. So when you first sign up for iRacing itself, this is a track you get, and the regular Charlotte too. So.
Well, just past the halfway point here in the SRU Truck Series race here at Charlotte.
Jim's having himself a good run. Top 5 for Jim as he's looking to close in on Gilmore. But he is getting some pressure from Mr. Jason Adams. Well, today I done the roll, boy, it wasn't pleasant. First race is really good. Second one, really. But anyway, we're at regular Charlotte, we're not at the roll. You see Jason Adams there looking to get by Jim. Jim's making it hard. Making it hard for Jason to get by to take that P4. And I'm sure Coleman'sberger is getting a little tight behind at 75 of Jeff Gilmore with that dirty air. Gilmore is taking Jim's lane away, so he's going to make Jim try to use a different lane.
Yeah, the one thing about being in dirty air or being stuck up behind somebody, you can't really drive your race car or race truck to its potential, or you can't drive your line like you normally want to, or like normally think you can, because you gotta, there's somebody in front of you, so you gotta take that into consideration. You can't plow people over. You gotta try to pass them with a bit of etiquette to it, but sometimes you're just kind of stuck there. You're just not able to pass, and that's just part of racing. It's just how it be sometimes.
Yes,
There you see Mike Rhino coming back into the picture frame. He had a moment before that stage caution was flown. Something transpired with him. He was inside. He was either 5th or 4th and found his way down into 10th. So I still think he nicked the wall. Something happened to him. Jaden Sanchez just a half a second back from Kyle Heath, who is leading this race currently. But Jaden Sanchez, I believe, is still within reason. They're still there. But next pit stop, this next pit stop that they're about to be within the window for, they haven't done a green flag pit stop tonight yet, so this would be the first, at least, under pressure, under power, race pace, pit stop, green flag cycle sequence of stops occurring, and some are more used to it than others. But I'm not saying that Jaden wouldn't be or isn't, but I'm just saying, mistakes can happen, especially more so on pit road. So
And we seen
But
that a lot too, so.
also kind of looks like Gilmore is catching Sanchez, reeling him in slowly. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Sanchez maybe be one of the first ones to get a fresh set of tires and try to make up time that way with the undercut. You know, Brian, sometimes tires, at least the tire dag, where, you know, the lifespan of the tire, it may only have a handful of laps. So having a fresh set, you know, sometimes sooner than your competitors, that'll gain you seconds over time. And depending on how much longer your competitors choose to stay out. But that also factors into how well, you know, you get on and off pit road. As Jaden and Jeff go side by side, it looks like, down the back straightaway. At least I thought they were. No, they were not. My bad. Got all hyped up.
Gilmore gets a good run out of 4. That's where he's gaining on Jaden.
Mike Rhino got past Jason Adams that lap, though, while we were looking on this battle for second. Next question would be for me English always hard, everything. Can Mike get away from Jason and drive up into the top 3, and can he stay in the top 5 this time once he has got himself back in it? Jaden not giving up, nor should he. He is putting up an excellent fight for this second spot. As now it may have looked like turn 3, going to turn 3, he might have, but he's fighting back strong the outside of turn 4, trying to make sure his truck is known that he is there. Looks like Jeff now has disposed of Jaden, and maybe perhaps Jim in the closing laps of this run will get into striking distance of Jaden.
He got what he needed, so. So, if I'm Jaden, in the next 2 laps, do I try to come in? Oh, a leader.
I think you most certainly got to. You almost have to do something slightly different than what they're going to, because now Kyle Heath just has a 2-second lead over the field, and you know, maybe he got that truly on merit pace, or you know, maybe, you know, Jaden being there just kind of prolonged it a little bit, but just you know, who's to say?
Robert Cheswick is now in the pits.
Yes, that would for sure have to be Robert's final stop of this evening. He was a few laps down from the previous incident that we documented.
Terry
So-
DeGay is now in the pits. Right on board with Josh Small here. Ironically,
Now, see, I wouldn't really be, you know, chastised too much. I don't think if he caught as saying that the John Held truck looks a little bit similar to Josh's. You know, if you just get a real quick look at it, you would be, oh, well, that's Josh that just got caught up in that wreck. You know, because like I said, I saw it whenever it happened in real time. So I assumed, you know, seeing the colors of the truck, I didn't get a good look at the number. I just saw it spin real quick and I saw the colors. And I was like, oh, Josh Small. I didn't even connect the dots that it was John that was coming out of pit road and all. I didn't know.
yeah, more pit.
But they look very similar, so.
Palmer's in the pits.
Very complete, different sponsors and everything, just very similar paint colors.
Jaden Sanchez comes in.
Yes, he comes in now,
Oh,
but maybe he. What if he would have came in 2 laps ago compared to how much longer is Kyle Heath now going to stay out? I mean, I think even Gilmore came in before Sanchez, so. Yes, he did. That's Gilmore
there's
getting
Kyle.
up to speed, so.
Jim's in.
So yeah, I would have totally came in and pitted at a lap probably 69 or 70, maybe 71 would have been the most, especially if I was losing, you know, I was losing ground to Heath, and then I just had been overtaken by Gilmore, who literally pits like 2 or 3 laps later from overtaking me. If I would have known that he was going to pit that soon after he passed me, I would have basically, all right, well, I'm going to try to pit a lap before you. So then that way that my battle is you.
This is going to hurt Jaden. Fresh tires being caught.
Yes, he is definitely caught in a pickle behind both Chamberlain and Smalls. Now he chooses to get behind one of them, but still it's a bit odd and risky to try to, I mean, both of them in essence are, no other word for it than blocking up the track. Hey, it's a race. Where are you going to go? And he finally gets an opening. There he goes by the race leader, Josh Small. But, you know, that's their race. You know, they're out there on a different strategy. You know, if he would have came in a couple of laps sooner, like we talked about, he wouldn't have had that to worry about.
This is Josh coming in.
That was a close maneuver there. John Held came up in front of the 70 to make sure that Coleman'sberger had room. There is Mike Rhino. He has for sure been able to chase down those 2 guys right there, Coleman'sberger and Held. Disposed of Held awfully quick.
Oh, yeah.
So Jeff Gilmore now is literally he was in the lead by like just a moment, and then Heath got by him. So they are going through turns 1 and 2 at the moment, while everybody else is basically going through the front stretch. And Jaden is all by him lonesome, going into turn 3 now, by the time I got it out of my mouth. But Gilmore, when it's all said and done, I don't think Gilmore is going to have anything said or done for Kyle Heath, because he pitted a good laps, like what, 5, maybe 4 laps before Heath.
Yeah.
So Kyle
I think
Heath's
he came
gonna
in
have
on
that.
69.
Yeah, he came in at least 2 laps, maybe 3 after he passed Jacob. I know it wasn't too long after he passed Jacob when he was in, so I can remember all that.
Let me see where they go next week. I think they're Nashville.
They were just at Nashville. What was it?
Nashville. That's what I thought. The fairgrounds, not the Super Speedway.
Oh.
The fairgrounds.
Okay, gotcha, my bad. That should be an exciting humdinger of a race to watch and call. Can't wait for it. To my knowledge, the Truck Series
Used
trucks
to go there.
of NASCAR. I was going to say, to my knowledge, I don't think they have ever been there. I can't. I don't know.
Could be right. I think you are right. There you are. There you're at.
If they went there, it's just, I don't remember.
That's probably because we weren't born yet.
Well, like, the Truck Series didn't exist until the exhibition season in 1994. And then it was a thing, like, it was a, instead of just like a little like, summer series or like winter shootout thing, they made it a real series, dedicated series.
So Gilmore there with Kyle.
Surprisingly being able to stick with him. I mean, I'm not too surprised, but at the same time, a little. I was expecting the gap to be a little bit more than this, but at the same time, you know, Gilmore able to stick with Heath. I mean, 16 laps to go. We'll get 15 next time by, of course, since that is how numbers get counted down. And you know, this is this traffic that is up ahead. Will they get to it in time? Will it come into play? You know, can Kyle Heath make a mistake for Gilmore to get around? Can Gilmore get a good enough run for a pass attempt to be made? I think a mistake from Heath has to be made first before you see Gilmore make a pass attempt. Gilmore just seems a little bit too far away from that tailgate.
I just think that I just think the Truck Series in general, any league, are the easiest. There's really no skill to wheel and deal these trucks. I just think everybody else might be different, but I think trucks are the easiest, and they always make the Truck Series the feeder series. So if you want to earn your way up into Big Boy Series, which is obviously the Truck Series, you know, trucks are easy. Don't sweat nothing. Just do your thing. And then the Xfinity, I think, a little mediocre, but then now with the next gen cars, now you got the pinions to be messing with and the master cylinders and stuff like that. Oh! I did figure something out. I got better, well, at the Roval by matching both of my front MCs and rear MCs. I did. So your front's a 15/16. They just put that in the rear and they rock. And so I ended up hitting a 121 something. But anyway, we're at the oval, not the road course. That's all we'll talk about whenever we get there. So I'm sure we're coming up to it. So, but anyway,
Kyle Heath is caught up to the back of Terry Duguay and trying to now. Terry gets out the way, rightfully so, as Kyle had got right to his tailgate. Kyle has opened up a 2.5 lead over Gilmore, which he thought. Well, I saw a 2.5 there going into turn 3. But anyway, who you thought at one moment, you know, was just waiting for a mistake from Kyle Heath. But could this be Gilmore's tires? You know, he came in a good at least 5 laps, maybe 8 before Kyle Heath. Could the tire dig be that strong to where he just literally has nothing for him in the final 10 laps of this race? You know, if it finishes the way it does right now, the top 3 look undecided as far as, you know, that looks to be where they're going to finish. Even down to Coleman'sberger and Mike Rhino, there's not really much going on there, but you never can tell. Barlett might get up towards Adams, but other than that, at the moment, it's pretty calm, steady race going on to the wire at this moment.
Right. Well, I don't know, as long as Terry holds up, well, as I was saying it, that happens. But I was going to say, if Terry keeps holding up Gilmore, that's going to give Sanchez a...
I'm sorry, what's his name?
Gilmore.
Okay. I heard you like try to call him like 3 different... Well, like, I heard you say like Gil Mill. I'm like, what?
No.
If you say so. Anyway, so doesn't look like Kyle Heath should be catching anybody else by the end of this race.
It is possible. Because he's got Josh in front of him and Robert.
Yeah,
right
I don't think he's gonna catch.
I think he'll probably catch only 2 to go.
Well, obviously he's now going to catch Robert because he just smacked the wall. He tried knocking it down, I think.
I think he did. His next mission is Josh Small, but I think Jim might possibly run down Jake. I'll tell you what, closing that gap pretty quick. That's Jason right there in front. I don't know. He could probably get there on the last.
I think you got a 2.5 second buffer between the two, so.
Yeah. You're right.
As we can see, Kyle Heath coming out of turn 4, going to get the white flag this time. So white flag in the air for Kyle Heath. Takes the stripe. And there's one lap remaining for everybody in this race here tonight. SRU Truck Series. As Kyle Heath makes his way down the back straightaway for the final time. 3 and 4. And Kyle Heath coming to the stripe, and he will get the checkered flag here. Jeff Gilmore gets second, and your pole sitter comes to finish third. Jim Coleman's-Berger finishes in fourth. He was the biggest mover of the race, next to Mike Rhino, so that rounds out the top 5. So the biggest movers finishing in the top 5 there to round it off. Jason Adams, Byron Barlett, Palmer, Chamberlain, and Smalls rounds out the top 10.
I like how it was on command. I didn't have to click nothing.
Well, congratulations indeed for Kyle Heath. I would say somewhat of a dominating performance once he got out into that clean air. But, you know, another good win for him in the SRU Truck Series. Jeff Gilmore, just a little bit shy of what he needed, I would have to say. And Jaden, at least he was able to finish one, put it all together. That's what you need to actually start to winning the races. I'm going to actually head out early. So, Brian, you get to interview them all. And I would just like to say thanks for everybody for coming out and tuning in to the BNR Racing Network. And congratulations yet again.
Right on. Hello, Mr. Jaden.
Hi, what's up, guys? Hi, Brian.
How are you?
Pretty good.
Well, see, heard you qualified on pole. Unfortunately, I had to step away to handle some family issues, so Will was here for the first 35 laps of it. So I did hear you did qualify on the pole. Congratulations. Why don't you tell the viewers who are watching the overall performance of your race tonight and how that truck was in the pack and all that other good stuff.
First of all, I just want to say good job to Kyle. He did he did outstanding race, and then Jeff too. He did really good. I don't know. I started on pole, obviously. Truck was pretty tight actually. The first maybe 15 laps that I think I led, and then after that, I got spooked because I was looking at Kyle in my mirror, and I kind of almost hit the wall, so I had to like get out of it, and then Kyle took the lead, and then Jeff passed me, and then I was just trying to follow their line, seeing where Kyle was gaining on me or pulling away. And I actually was, I think, a little bit faster than him. I just couldn't get to him. And yeah, I mean, I tried following his line, making no mistakes, and then we had that, last pit stop, and I was gonna actually see if I could short pit them, which Jeff beat me by 2 laps. So yeah, and then I got held up by lap cars. Yeah, the I think 70 and 28. So I mean, it's all good. It's racing, but if I didn't get hold
Those were
up, I
lead
would have
lap
been there.
cars.
Oh, they were okay then.
That
Yeah.
was first and second and third, I think. Because I do recall those are the three who stood out the longest out of all you guys. So
Okay then. Oh, that's all good. Yeah. I was like so held up because compared to them, Kyle and Jeff were already gone, and I was like just and yeah, what's it
that's
called?
it. That's how it
Yeah,
works
just
sometimes, unfortunately. But
yes, sir. Oh well, then we'll move on. I know I have a fast truck, so hopefully next week we can get another chance to qualify and pull and hopefully win it. But yeah, good run though for everybody, clean race. So yeah,
oh yeah.
nothing to complain about.
Well, next week they head to Nashville Fairgrounds. I'm not too sure if you're familiar with that track.
No, sir, I am not, but I do have the track, so I guess I will be practicing a lot.
Yes. So I can't ask you nothing else about that. Well, Mr. Sanchez, why don't you go ahead, give your thorough rundown. You know what to do towards the end, so go ahead.
Yeah, man. I just thanks to everyone coming out. I mean, race was really good. So yeah, I just wanted to say thank you to shout outs to SRU, Jason for running it. Yeah, like again, Kyle, Jeff, outstanding race, and Jim too. Jim was catching me, and I actually was kind of worried that he was going to catch me. So yeah, outstanding race from him. I'm glad we didn't, get into each other this race. So yeah, other than that though, good job Brian and Will in the booth. So you guys are awesome, man. Yeah, hopefully I can take this opportunity to learn something and try to be there next time for the win. Yeah.
Alright, buddy. I'll see you tomorrow at the
Yes,
same
sir.
track. Alright, buddy. Have a good one. On to the next. Mr. Gilmore,
Oh,
how are you, sir?
good. How are you? What would you like? What'd you think of that race?
I liked it. I ain't gonna complain. But like I said, I wasn't there for the first half. I had family emergencies to take care of. But I came back lap 40. But I did hear you were a strong runner, so which is always a good thing. You're very consistent in the trucks and everywhere else. So, why don't you go ahead, give a thorough rundown of how your truck was, how it was handling throughout the races with clean air, and then dealing with it in lap traffic and all that variety of good mixtures going on.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we haven't run on this track in a while, as you know. This was the older track, so
Hmm.
it was kind of nice to do that because this is where most of the guys, cut their teeth on Charlotte. So it was kind of good to get back to that. And the truck, to me, I thought it was a little too tight for me, a little too snug. It would have been nice if it was freed up a bit, but it was still a consistent setup. So I mean, we knew it was going to be a hard race because
Hmm.
everyone's good here, right? Where
Oh yeah.
they cut their teeth here. So, um, but I didn't have anything for Kyle there. I thought I might be able to lead a lap there at the last pit stop and get in and out before he did. I was trying to get the lead lap, but that didn't work out. So he got back by, and then he set sail, and I was happy to just come home second there against him. He's a top customer for sure.
Oh yeah. Well, I do believe for this race and from last week, I do believe you should still be the points leader. I do think. Oh, excuse me. My apologies.
No worries. Yeah, I think I should be fine. I was the leader,
Yeah.
and I had a 20-point lead or something on somebody, so I think I should be fine if I can keep running consistent top fives. I don't know unless there's someone comes in here that keeps winning one after another or something.
Exactly. Yeah, but that's always good to be consistent. That's the main key. That's what will get you where you need to be in the points and towards the end to duke it out with whoever you got to duke it out with. But next week you all head to Nashville Fairgrounds. Not too sure if you're familiar with that track at all, but if that is the case, if you are, what will be your strategy if you're gonna be here for that next week?
It should definitely be here for it. So yeah, not sure what we'll have there on short track. You sure it's the fairgrounds, not the super speedway?
From my recollection that I just saw, I'll double check though, but it does say the
That's fine.
fairgrounds, so
Yeah, no, it's fine. I think we've run pretty good there in the past. Don't have a lot of experience on that track, but seem to be all right on the short track. So we'll get it done.
yes, sir. I got faith in you, sir. Absolutely, you're a strong competitor everywhere. The Truck and Cup, always fun to race with you around there. But besides that point, why don't you go ahead and give your shout outs and all that other fancy stuff that you like to do?
Yeah, I was just gonna say get Kyle in here and talk to him. He can probably fill you in, but yeah, we'll call out the Sim Racing League, their Sim Racing Unleashed, and having us race three series every week. We have a ball here, so I really appreciate them. Appreciate you in the broadcast booth, as well.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, we love to have that, so we can go back and look at stuff, and it's always a little extra add-on kind of to the race night. So we like that, and yeah, that's good. That's all I really got to say tonight. So you can go talk to Kyle, the winner, and give him another congratulations from me.
I sure will. All right, Jeff, I'm going to get you back up there. Congratulations on the P2, and look forward to see you this week.
Thank you.
No problem, bud. Mr. Domination, Mr. Consistent, whatever they call you out there. Once again, Jeff wanted me to tell you congratulations for the third time. So, Mr. Heath, how are you, sir?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty averagely well. So, I see.
I hear about you. You here by yourself? What happened?
Well, I had to step away, I guess, to do something. I don't know. But that's all right. I wasn't here the first half. I had a family emergency to take care of.
Oh, understandable.
So that's all right. So I told Will, go ahead and I'll maintain everything else. So I was told you were, once you got in the front, that was it. You set sailed, which is always a good thing. I know how you run. So being in the front's always the best. And congratulations on the win, by the way. I guess go ahead, give her a thorough rundown of how your truck was. I think you did start in the back, if I'm not wrong.
I actually qualified
Oh,
tonight.
you did? Oh, okay.
Yeah. This is the first time since I don't know since I got out racing and was doing the open wheel rookie class doing at this track. I was actually wasn't planning on being here tonight. I was going to go to a high school football game, but
That's what I thought.
yeah, other life kind of had some rumbles with that, so I was actually able to race tonight.
Right.
I wasn't going to race, but I decided to because
Oh, it's a good thing you came out.
well, I enjoy racing. That's the thing. I just enjoy racing. I don't care what what class or whatnot.
Exactly.
I just enjoy racing. But all in all, it was a fun race. I started I think P3 I think, and I was trying my damnedest at the beginning of the race trying to catch Jaden and pass him, but he was fast, man. I was doing all I could just to once I got I don't know 3 car lengths behind him, I just couldn't go no further. That was it. I just really couldn't get closer to him.
Right.
Until he had that incident come out of turn 4, he had let off, and I was able to get around him.
So that's how it was. And ever since then, you sat up front and just do Kyle Heath things, as I call it. because once you get in the front, that's it. So,
I mean, I got in the front, and I was just trying to be consistent. I wouldn't try to overdrive the truck or underdrive it. Just be consistent.
all right. And
And
that's, yep, go ahead.
it's all right. You can go ahead.
I know, I was going to say that comes with this track. Consistency will get you faster and faster each and every lap if you hit your marks here. So,
Yeah, and
and,
I don't think iRacing had a really good setup for this track for the trucks. I don't think it had a setup at all. So our crew chief Larry, he spent a little bit of his personal time in coming up with a setup, and
right.
it was pretty good. It over for a couple laps there, your crew chief would come over intercom and say, hey, your water temp's kind of high, your oil temp's kind of high,
Mm-hmm.
but it really wouldn't get no higher. Even
Right.
even tucked in behind somebody, it really wouldn't get no higher. But
That's good.
once when the pace slowed down, the temperatures kind of went down on the truck.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a good setup. It was depending on how you drive the truck, it was going to be very very pushy,
Mm-hmm.
and you can also drive it to actually make it loose. But
Oh,
long
okay.
as you can, yeah, as long as you can stay consistent, coming in
It'll free up
the
on that.
turns and coming out the turns,
Yeah.
you can make it pretty much neutral.
Oh, yeah. Well, I came here. I was doing a little fun practice. I did put the 2018, and boy, I was on rails with that. So, I mean, I guess either one works, so that's always a good thing. But next week, if you're here, these boys head to the fairgrounds. Not too sure if you're too familiar with that track or not.
Is it is it the fairgrounds or is it
Yes,
super
sir.
speedway?
It would be
Okay.
the Nashville Fairgrounds.
Oh, okay. I know the track. It's very 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 bumpy.
Mm-hmm.
You really have to you know use good brakes and throttle control especially. It can be a very fun technical track.
Oh, yeah. It
And
can be. I love that track.
yeah, and I know one person in this race tonight is probably looking forward to next week would be Byron Bartlett.
Mm-hmm.
He loves short track racing, so I'm hoping he does very well next Saturday or next Friday.
Yeah. He is very good on short tracks, if I can recall. But anyway, I love the fairgrounds. I think because it's a wheel and deal track. If you can't wheel and deal, then you know how well that works. But anyway, we won't go that far. But anyway, Kyle, towards the end of the night, go ahead, do your thing, and all that other great stuff.
Well, heck yeah. I want to thank you, Brian, and I hate that I didn't get to hear Will's voice up at the beginning of the race, coming in to get some little tidbit info.
Mm-hmm.
But give a big shout out to our admins and my teammate Jason. He was here tonight. And Gomez,
Oh yeah.
he wasn't here tonight because he's in the middle of moving, and I don't think he quite got his internet set up. But I don't know if he was able to watch the race tonight. So what's up, Gomez? And that's part of the SRU crew. I enjoy this place. Enjoy this league. It's very fun. I'll give a big shout out to my wife. She holds this house together, and her business is on my truck, memariedesigns.com. She does personalized shirts and tumblers and hoodies, and right now she's getting good business whenever it comes
I
to
was
high
gonna
school
say
football.
that in the fall too. I'm sure because it starts getting a little chilly too. So.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't know who else watching, but hello to the fans out there. I mean, the people that enjoy watching the broadcast. I mean, if they're not racing, I know most of the people, race. Sometimes it's their off night that they want to sit back and relax sometimes. Hello, guys. I hope y'all had a fun show.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they did. Well, awesome job, Kyle. As Jaden says, good job, man. So, he applauded you too, and he said he was riding behind you, trying to learn your line to improve himself and get a little better. So, which is always a good thing. See, people like to learn from you, so that should mean a lot. But awesome job all the way, Mr. Kyle, and I'll go ahead and get you back up there. But
All right, thank you, Brian. You
hey,
have
no
a good one,
problem.
buddy.
You too. Well, that will do it tonight from the SRU Truck Series from Legacy Charlotte. Congratulations to Kyle and the top 3. Jim, hell of a job finishing P4. But from myself and from Will and the B&R crew, and we want to thank SRU a lot for having us here, having us put the broadcast on for them, get them exposure and get them drivers their way. But for myself, I want to wish y'all a very safe and blessed morning, afternoon, night, wherever you're watching from. And tomorrow night we head back here in the B&R Cup Series, so make sure y'all come back tomorrow night and tune in, and we'll give you a show for the Cup